actually did not see Pitch Perfect.
Welcome.
Hi!
Welcome back to In Our Shoes, the
Episode
podcast
number
about NYFA.
4. Sorry, just
completely.
Again?
I'm your host, Ella Michaels.
And I am your host, Dasha. My last name is not important. Well, it's important. I think my last name is Dasha Zhykharska.
Mm-hmm. And this is our guest today.
I'm Jess Vrooman. Hi. Hello.
Jess is a filmmaker also at NYFA that we met at NYFA. So tell us how last podcast you were on set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were AD if I'm not wrong. Mm-hmm. And today you're a guest. How do you feel about it?
It's a little weird because I don't know, I'm not like doing stuff, touching equipment, like checking up on people.
Isn't it awesome?
Like honestly,
just sit back, relax.
Yeah, I get to sit here with my little sonic pillow and pet the cat. So
your talent today.
It's nice to be referred to as talent.
Yeah, I know. The first time somebody said that, I was like, that's
you
like charming.
It's
very flattering.
Yeah, I feel. So this semester is going pretty well for me, but like very overwhelming, and I don't feel grounded today as I usually do, and I feel very lightheaded, and like if I say something wrong,
I'm gonna judge you.
Okay.
If you say something wrong.
It's okay.
Don't worry about
No
it.
judgment.
Before we get into questions, reminder everybody, in the description below we have links to our GoFundMe. Please donate and subscribe and like and share and help out with giving us money because money is great and cash is king and what goes around comes around.
Yeah, we honestly need funds for equipment, for sound stands. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Sound stands? Yeah, sound stands. They just nodded. So yeah, and other very important stuff. So we would really appreciate any support. If you cannot donate, it's fine. You can just share, type a comment, follow us. It's also an option, so please do so. Questions?
Yay! Questions.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to choose the first one? I mean, you can choose like any of them.
Do like a random, like hit me with a random question.
With a random?
Yeah.
I can start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What advice would you give to 15-year-old self?
When I was
Don't
15,
do it.
Just don't do it.
My advice to my 15-year-old self, like, where was I when I was 15?
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I was in Ukraine.
I think that's like freshman and sophomore.
Sophomore year. I would say only ditch the classes that you have all of the homework for.
Interesting.
That's my final advice.
Like, do homework?
Just let you know, play the school game. You know, like, only if you're not going to go to class, don't let it be on, like, a big test day. That was, like, the first year where, like, I had a grade slip below, like, a B. It was a really big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet. I think, I would talk to my 15-year-old self and I'd just tell her to, like, just ignore everything. Like, everything in life, just ignore it. Like, just focus on what you want to do, and that's all that matters. Like, other people's opinions, like, reputation, all that, it's just bullshit. Like, let's be real. Once you're an adult, like, you're gonna be yourself no matter what. So, like, trying to be somebody else, it's just never gonna work out. You gotta break that off.
Reputation were big when we were 15. Like, we really thought of how people... I still, like... I'm an actor, so of course I'm maybe influenced by reputation. But nowadays, if people judge me, they're just not my people.
Yeah.
You know?
At 15, it was like, I'm doing something really wrong if someone's judging me.
Well, also, of course, you're trying to explore the world and everyone's like, you are wrong. Everything that you do is not correct. So, like, of course. I would say to my 15-year-old self that, you get it, girl.
Just keep going.
Get it, girl.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah, just trust the process. Trust your parents. Your parents are awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Love your brother as you do, I know. And, yeah, you're gonna kill it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That's really
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Trust your parents is a big one.
Trust
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how in high school it was like, I thought my parents were they were out to get me. and they just wanted the worst for me in this world, and
Yeah.
turns out like they were just raising me.
And I honestly
Yeah.
did not understand how it happens like that.
I don't know. Like growing up, you realize that they're just humans. They're just
Exploring the
people
world for the
too.
first
yeah,
time,
like
too.
yeah, exactly. This is the first time they're living. You know, like
It's really cute.
it
My
gets
mom's
really
a human.
wholesome. It's like a full circle moment when you
Yeah.
grow up a little. You're like, they're going through it. They don't know anything. They know as much as me. You know, like we're just going through it. Like
Life.
we're here together.
Life. Okay, next question.
You choose.
Me choose?
You choose.
I'll choose.
Also takes 10 minutes to choose.
I've thought a lot about this. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I think it's pretty hard question because if I eat the whole thing, one thing for the rest of my life, I would throw up every time I eat it because my body will not accept it.
I think you have to assume though that like your health will be provided for.
Oh, well,
Like,
then fucking I don't know.
Yeah, because like if you eat one thing of it, chips.
Really? You
No,
choose
no.
chips?
No.
I
I don't know. That's
For me, I have two options. Option one, sushi. Because sushi,
There's fucking
so many different types of sushi.
yeah.
So many different types with different types of proteins, flavor combos, variety. My other option is potatoes. For the same reason.
You were reading my
Just
mind.
potatoes? Just
You're reading
potatoes.
my
Because
mind.
think of all the different types of potatoes. Chips,
Yeah, fries, chips,
Breakfast
mashed
potatoes.
potatoes,
This is like one,
potato soup.
like one dish.
potato soup.
There's
One
everything.
dish. Let's
Mashed
talk about
potato.
one dish.
One dish.
Yeah.
I would say sushi as well. There's so much you can
So
eat.
many
like,
different types of sushi.
I don't
so I
know
would get
if you.
bored
Yeah.
of like pizza. You know, everybody says pizza or like burgers.
Pizza's a terrible answer. Pizza's overrated. Pizza's overrated. I think
It's
pizza's
so bad
mid.
for you. Like, I'd be hugging my toilet at the end of the day. Like, it's
If you
just
eat like
not
a lot
good
of raw
combo.
fish, you'll do the same thing. Raw
Yeah, but
fish. Don't eat raw fish.
Tempura.
And also, there's sushi without raw
So
fish.
true. It's
So then what's your answer, Dash?
Yes.
Baby food.
No, actually, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I love baby food.
How do we wait?
Yeah, like baby food, like you know, in like small.
Like the applesauce type food?
Yeah, like I love those, but like
Interesting.
it's not a lot of carbs. So I was thinking about one dish that consists of carbs, protein, and like.
Like
What
everything
else?
you need.
Exactly.
Carb, protein.
And like everything I need.
Veggies, fruits, yeah.
Like this third one, I forgot. Okay, whatever. I would eat pasta with vegetables, with either salmon or like
Salmon's good.
chicken alfredo.
I agree.
But like not with heavy sauce. I would do light sauce. So it's like light pasta, vegetables in it, and protein like in chicken or salmon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm thoughtful.
Good answer. That's a good question. I think a lot about that.
Yeah, I feel like I've
just had one food.
been asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
Your turn. Last question
Okay.
for right now.
Okay, I think. I like this question. What everyone should experience in their life at least once. That's a good one.
We all take a deep breath.
Put out the demons. I
I'm
don't know.
thinking PG-13. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's.
I want to say something to do with like the ocean. Like I think I know that you're afraid of the ocean. I don't know your thoughts on the
afraid of
ocean.
the
You're afraid of the ocean?
Girl.
A lot of
We
people
can
are afraid
talk
of the ocean, and I get it. We're land animals, but like there's something about like I don't know, the type like waking up and going out to a beach or like waking up on a mountain. Like waking up in nature is a really like reminding experience as to the world that we live in. Like the city, you can't always get that in the city, which that feels like a really basic answer, and like probably everyone's done that, but
Well, not everyone.
a lot of people.
A lot of people, but not everyone.
Yeah.
What is your? I don't know my answer yet, so I want to hear yours.
I don't know, it's kind of rough, but like I think everybody should have their heart broken at least once. Because that's how it is. Like,
Because that means your heart was loved.
yeah, and you know what it was like to be loved. And it's like, you get both. Because you can fall, like, deeply in love, but it's like, the heartbreak is when you realize, like, how much you loved.
That one thing or another. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it changes you. Like, you realize how you want to be treated. You realize how you treat others. And it's like, oh, you have a goal. And you have something that's, like, worth something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to,
Yeah.
like, pine after
Yeah.
in life.
I like this answer.
Yeah,
I
like it
honestly
too,
don't-
because like being
like-
in love is the thing that usually people talk about. It's like, I can't wait to fall in love. I can't wait to, or even like when one relationship is over, people are always rushing into, I can't wait to fall in love again. And it's like, but the heartbreak is kind of a beautiful thing about it.
Yeah. For sure, I agree.
I was thinking before you said like, you said a phrase, it might be a rough one, and I did not say what I actually wanted to say, so I might, so I'm gonna say it right now. I was thinking experience the birth and the death in human way, like losing someone physically and seeing a birth of someone, because the perception of life then changes in humans' minds. And like if you realize that someone close to you or like around you literally died, it changes your perception of like, we are real and this world is real, and like every day is like should be
Treated in the...
treated, I don't know how to say it. It's just, I don't know if I'm gonna
Precious.
wake up tomorrow, like honestly, and experiencing everything that I experienced before. I understand that like life is the best gift that I ever experienced. So like experience death really helped me with like, I don't know, with loving myself and loving my life. And I saw my brother, like, I was 6 years old when he was 7 years old when he was born. So like it also really affected me. And yeah, I think it's two things
Cool.
that everyone should experience.
Did you watch your brother?
No.
Yeah, I was like,
I was 7.
that would be.
We
I
Ukrainians
would
are
say that would be
crazy,
a
but
little
not like that.
traumatizing.
No,
But
no,
it is
for sure.
beautiful. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like the
like
miracle.
realizing that just a new person came to your life.
Into this life.
Yeah, and it's someone really close to me right
Yeah,
now.
like a soul is
Yeah,
born.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think about that because my brother just got engaged, so I'm like, he's gonna have kids, you know, and like I'm gonna be an
Wild.
aunt, and it's like that little baby's gonna be related to me. Like to me,
It's
that's
gonna
like,
be a person one day.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be an aunt.
You're gonna be a cool aunt who's in
I hope,
filmmaking.
yeah. I'll be the dopest aunt.
I think it's a cool idea to be like the cool aunt. The cool aunt
I'm gonna spoil
archetype.
any child in my life, bro.
Yeah.
Any of my nephews or nieces, like they're gonna
Exactly,
get everything.
it's easy to spoil not your child, because I
Yeah.
want to spoil children too, but
Not my
like,
child.
Not my child, like you see. But also between, if you had like an opportunity to choose between to spoil your child or to like neglect,
Spoil.
yeah,
Every time.
exactly.
But like, why would you ever have to choose between? You know.
I know, it's
Like-
life, baby.
That's
It's
true.
life, baby.
In life, both happen, so you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So coming back to the thing that you were on our podcast as AD, you are on filmmaking program, and we all in the same semester, third semester. So
Yeah.
are you taking the semester off next one, or you're staying?
No, I'll be going
Cool.
here.
You'll be around.
Pushing through.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't want to take a break. I think when I first committed to the school, I was like, I'm just going to get these 3 years out and like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get through. I mean, it's crazy actually how quickly, like if you just put your head down and get
Yeah.
through all of it, it goes by so quick. Guys, we're almost halfway done with our BFA.
That's wild. Yeah.
That is wild.
But
freaks me
filmmakers
out.
have 9 semesters, am I
Yeah.
right?
How many?
9 semesters.
8. We have 8.
You're only
Yeah.
8?
Yeah, we're gonna graduate on August 2025, but you're gonna graduate on fall 2025.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Jeez.
That's
December.
that's one extra. That's one more.
I thought we were in it for the same ride.
Yeah, I kind of did too.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Do you
But-
know why we have like certain like different semesters? Because they're doing like thesis. Do you think because of that? Like thesis project, and they film like the whole
Oh,
semester, and then they come
yeah.
back to finish.
Because there's
Yeah.
one semester just done
I
for
think.
filming.
I mean, the 4th semester right now. They're doing like intermediates They don't have like school that much as they had like third semester.
Yeah.
But I also know that curriculum is changing, so I don't know how it's going to be for you.
That's true.
Are you guys like
it's tricky?
Are you guys being kind of led through the project for your thesis?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah, where I am right now, I'm doing my intermediate.
Yeah.
So we're like writing the
intermediate,
scripts
okay.
and doing the pitch deck and all that. So
next semester is your intermediate.
yeah, that's when we'll be filming.
Okay.
Exciting.
Do you want to talk about your story or?
I mean, I guess just a little.
Sure.
Just a little, but I'll be filming in March, and it's about a graduating high school senior, and she comes to New York for the first time, visits her cousin, and they end up doing shrooms in Central Park, and when they come back to reality, they've been robbed. So they go on this little adventure to like find all their stuff, and they realize like familiar love, and they're really there for each other, and that's kind of the story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty much about like bringing my life from Texas to New York and like merging them together. So people from back home can see what my life is like in New York, and people from New York can see how I was like
back home.
Like not a few years ago, a year ago.
I know, it's only been 1 year.
It feels like so much time.
It feels like a completely different life. I think about it like there was book 1 of my life, and maybe book 1 is like small. Like there's many, maybe it was like part 1 or something, but it feels like this is part 2, and it's like everyone in my life now, we know each other here. We have no idea what the majority of our lives used to look like and used to live, how we used to live them.
That's so true.
It's weird.
We've all come from such different places around the world.
I was recently with, over the weekend, some Colorado friends that are, some live here, but some that are from Colorado, and the people that like are still currently living with Colorado and are still currently friends with my high school group of friends, and that's still, they're still living the life that I lived what feels like years ago. It was wild to catch up with them, because they, I mean, headspace wise, you can kind of see how moving changes you, like fundamentally as a person. Yeah. So good for us.
Yeah.
Coming out to the big city.
You always gotta give yourself a pat on the back. Like, it's a big step. And especially since we're like so young, it's like you go through a lot more than just the fact that you moved locations. You know, like you do turn into a completely different person as an adult. It's crazy. I think about it all the time. It feels like years. You're so right. God.
No, go ahead. I said go ahead and then started talking. No, you go.
What was it?
I was just, for me, the past, so when I turned 20 was a lot about, like, I've been thinking a lot about existentialism, like, for the first time ever. I feel like my whole life, like, concepts of life and death have never really bugged me. Like, I've just been like, yeah, okay, cool, like, everybody dies. Yeah. Cool. I accepted that very early on, and then at 20, I was just like, oh my god. Everyone dies, everyone that is alive today, and everyone that is living today, and 200 years from now, it's not going to be remembered, no one's going to know what it was like, and just how fragile our existence here is, but like how meaningful it is to each of us. It's wild. It started really hitting recently as I'm getting older, which I didn't think would happen. I thought I would be more comfortable with death as I grew up.
But you know what does last? Art.
And that's what we're here doing.
And that's what we do, what we do.
It's really easy right now to misunderstand art, especially, I mean, because of the internet. Yeah. So everything that we're doing right now, like look at the authors and books. I don't know if you have like English class. I mean, I assume that you had like English class in high school, so you were reading something. And like always how teachers ask, what did the author mean by that, right? We don't know. The only thing that we can do is just to assume. So art, I don't think the art is lost. I think just people thoughts and like process, because everyone likes to, I don't know, be hurt, I guess, and like you can
have their own ideas about
I don't know if you're following my thought, but I started from like misunderstanding art. So it's and everything that we're doing right now, any digital content that we're doing right now, can be misinterpreted in the future also. Yeah. And right now, maybe we're saying something that in the future we'll be like, oh my god,
it was so
stupid.
And there's a good chance we will.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's life.
How do you know NFTs?
Yeah.
So, it
How
feels
do you
like so
feel
long
about
ago.
that? It feels like so long ago. How do you feel about that being art? Or being viewed as art?
I don't think it's art, but I like the idea of trying to monetize something like art, which is I don't think is not.
I don't even know. I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to like have an opinion. I didn't really look into it much, but I thought there were NFTs that like you can design and stuff like that, and I feel like that part of it could be considered art, but I don't really know much more about it.
It's interesting because we had a class where we talked about the like what is art. We had a whole kind of a semester where that was kind of like the main question. What is art? And now I still don't
I'm afraid
even...
to go into that.
Yeah, I know. It's a huge one, but
it's not even afraid. It's just it seems like I'm not into it right now.
Yeah.
Also, coming back to that we're in the middle right now of the not going to the middle. How do you feel about doing art? Because doesn't it feel like you're just in a factory of something?
Does it feel like?
For me, well, first semester again, I have two parallel thoughts. You said that you see your semester as a book. I see my semesters as seasons. And like first semester was my first season, second semester second season, third semester third season of the show.
Yeah.
And you asked me, do I feel like it's factory? So my first season, I was doing so many projects. I did a lot. And it felt for me, it's good for me because I am acting in English for the first time. I'm like in New York for the first time, trying to network. And I think it worked. But also it became like, I don't think, the last time I felt really excited to go to the shoot, it was on intermediates film that I did. Before that, it was really, really hard for me to like find something good. And I see like filmmakers, I don't like you doing so many stories of your classmates. Does it feel like art or does it feel like technical stuff that you just practice? I don't know.
That is interesting. I mean, honestly, I have no complaints. Like, I have come here in almost every single project besides like a few. It felt like we were here to make art and we were here to like be together and work as a team. And like I think for me, all the technical stuff, like it's so much more fun. Like if you just see it as in like an opportunity and something like fun, like tools to make art, like these are our paintbrushes, like, you know, so it's fun. And I've never really seen it as a factory. I understand how like it can get there and it's like, oh, you know, we're just workers, we're all doing the same thing and like we're replaceable. But at the same time, it's like, no, like one person can set up a light completely different than the next person. Like not one like group of people is going to do everything the same. And so like that's what's art about it. And so we can't be factory workers. The products that we make are always going to be different. Like no matter what. Same script, different director, it's going to be different.
Completely different.
Exactly. So I feel like it's art.
Okay, I like it. I like this response. I think I agree with you. In terms of like, I feel it was my fault to overwhelm myself with this, so it became a feeling of a factory.
I understand what you mean, though. I started doing some like acting projects recently, and I definitely felt that way. Like I relate with you on that. It's just, I don't know. At times you can feel like a product, and that sucks.
Because it's interesting in this stage of it, because we often get asked about projects that we know very little about and then come in to it very quickly. There's a lot actually that aren't like that, but it's interesting when you feel like you're just kind of like this filling a spot that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
I feel I was similar in the first semester with just kind of overworking myself with projects.
Yeah.
But right now, like halfway through, I feel like nothing feels new anymore, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's good or bad, it just is. But like with that, I'm really happy that I like the flow of it. Like now that it's like we're working, we're in school, we're doing all of this, we're in the routine of it, I'm still excited to like wake up and do it every day, which is nice. Because that was something I was afraid of for a little bit. Is like, okay, well if my entire life is consumed by this, then do I have anything to look forward to? But I do, so it's good.
Well, obviously, completely. Cool. I think I agree with you on this thing that it feels like you said that it feel the spot, and I guess that would actually make me feel like a factory. Because when filmmakers ask me like, are you free on Saturday this time? Telling nothing about the project, telling nothing about the idea, even location and time. Just maybe time, and it just feels like I'm like a face that just want to be put there, and they don't even care. Like, of course, I'm not gonna drop names or anything, but recently I was talking to one filmmaker, and they said that I was not even looking for like an actor. I just need someone to fill this role for me, and they found the like filmmaker for their project or something. I don't know, actor for their project. Couple of days before the intermediate. I wasn't in that intermediate. I wasn't. Just to clarify things, I wasn't in that intermediate. But yeah, I think it's. I cannot judge or complain. I know it's very intense and stressful program. I understand. Just, I guess, the phrasing of it, actually. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Something that you have to do rather than something you get to do.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, from the other side of it, being a filmmaker, still, it's like, it's a project, it's something they care about, so it's like, why can't they just share it with you, you know?
Yeah.
And I never understood that. I thought, like, the actors are, you're part of the crew, you know? Like, you're making this project. I can't just have you show up and, like...
And I want to be a good actor.
Yeah,
I want to be a good actor for you. I don't want to do my job poorly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like it when a filmmaker cares about whether or not I've done a good job. Like, if a director's like, okay, cool, but like, let's tweak it here and here. I'm like, okay, we're working together on something. Where you're interested in seeing what else I have to offer, which I like.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
You're not a robot.
Yeah.
Nobody's a robot.
Yeah.
You can't just tell them, do this, do this, do this, and then just be like, okay, thank you. Like, we're making more. We're not AI.
I'm curious because you like directing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to like what tips and tricks you found to work with actors coming from someone who's a non-actor.
I mean, I don't know. We took a class like acting for directors, and that kind of it gave us some tips, but I felt like it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't the most beneficial. I think the thing that I found the most beneficial is know your actors, be friends with your actors. Get them excited about the script so they can envision it in their heads and they can see themselves in it. Because that's a big deal, you know? Like, when somebody sends you a script, you're like, that's going to be me, you know? Like, this character is going to be my face and, like, what I can bring. And so if you can connect with your actors and, like, you all have one certain goal of, we're going to make this happen. And, I don't know, people just click, you know? Like, after a minute, after getting people excited, you just kind of find your spot. It's very beautiful, and
that's why you see like certain people working together all the time.
Yeah.
Same directors and actors because they can read each other's their mind a little bit. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're completely fine. But I think what I was gonna say was like, I don't know. I kind of lost it.
It'll come back if it.
Yeah, if I find it, I'll let you know. But
it's interesting though. Like I think. Yeah, like, okay, do you think that a hands-on approach with actors is beneficial? Like, if they're doing a scene and you kind of pause and you break them out of character, do you think that helps them, or is it, like, really a person-to-person thing?
What do you mean, like, by break out of?
Like speaking to the actor, not the character.
I think it just depends on the situation, but there are times where I feel like more sensitive topics and more like emotional scenes, it's like, let me level with you on a human level. I know you, I know Ella, so I'm going to talk to Ella, and we're going to like find it. You're going to find it in your own place so you can bring it to the character, you know? Like, you're not going to find it with the character, you're going to bring it to the character.
From what you have.
Yeah. And I think that's a really interesting way to go about it. Because it's hard to just manifest something.
Yeah.
You can, like, especially when you're on set, it's very stressful. There's a lot going on. There's a bunch of noises. It's only quiet when they say action. You know, like before it's so hard being an actor because it's like I can't just sit and think about my lines. There's lights, camera, you know, yada yada yada, like always. And so.
So, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, because I heard you saying, I want to connect with you and Ella, that Ella can bring your stuff to the character. So in our acting stuff, in our acting techniques, whatever, it calls as ifs.
Oh yeah. I've heard that.
Me personally, as an actor, it doesn't work for me. I do not like bringing my own very rarely, but like I don't like bring my own shit to the character because that character is not me. And you said like manifesting might be hard, and I agree with that. But the thing is, acting is about imagining and is about creating something. So with me personally, I think like we were on the shoot together like recently.
Yeah.
And I had like a very emotional scene there. I don't think that I would be able as a professional to bring my stuff to that scene. So I had to make it on a spot. And I think I did it.
You did good.
Thank you. I think I did it.
It was good.
I don't know if I would be able to do the same thing if I would bring my stuff. But that's also, you see, it's the different approaches from directors.
Yeah.
The only thing that I also want to like kind of throw just out there is that a lot of students at the film colleges do not have rehearsals with their actors. Again, very understandable. But I hope that by the end of BFA, filmmakers and also actors will get used to being in rehearsals together. Because it's also about approaches. Because you see, like, I know you as a person, I'm like drawn to you and I want to know you. I don't know if we're gonna like just work together as professionals because I think we just have different approaches. It's nothing bad, it's just the way, and rehearsals will really actually, and auditioning. Because I've never been on one audition for NYFA student film.
Oh, really?
Never, because everything it was just like, do you
Given.
want or like given.
If you're
given,
available,
offered,
then do it.
and I
If you're available, then do. If you can, then please help.
that's how it sounds though. If you're available, then do it. Yeah, and I think that I miss this practice of auditioning, constantly auditioning, and I again know that program is very intense and blah blah blah. But I think that it's gonna be extremely beneficial for filmmakers and for actors to have those like auditions, to have those rehearsals.
Yeah.
And I wish we had more classes together. Actually.
I do too. I think that that's such an interesting idea, having classes. I think it would be great to have like one class a semester or something that we can have together so that we can learn what it's like from the other side to collaborate better. Because I think like what you said, it being situational, that's kind of what I'm finding right now. Because I'm similar to Dasha in terms of like pulling from Ella's experiences is new. The as-ifs are kind of hard for me just because I feel like that's true vulnerability. It's like, okay, right now I'm really in a spot that's like Ella's spot, not this character spot. So to try to kind of untangle those wires can be confusing. So I usually try to go from like an imaginative standpoint. But what I'm learning is literally everything's situational. Yeah. With every separate character that I've worked with every separate person that I've worked with, it brings out a different kind of edge to our toolbox, to our toolkit where we keep our paintbrushes and all of those things. But yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't we have a class together?
I was thinking that our LAS classes would be together.
Yeah.
I thought that would be cool, but then when they said it wasn't, I was like, what?
It's like, we're not talking about like how we work together.
Our craft.
I've noticed that I've been not maybe complaining, but I've been talking a lot about differences between actors and filmmakers. Is there anything that you wish actors would do, or like, is there any advice for students? I would love to hear something like that.
I think.
Or complaints, concerns. I don't know anything.
No, not complaints. I think something that would be more beneficial for like both filmmakers and actors is that if like the director and actor could spend a day like building the character. Like we go out, we find the outfits for each other. We go to coffee and we get coffee in character. Like we get to know the character together. So it's not like when I'm on set, I have a vision, you have a vision, and all we've done is talk about it. You know, it's like no, we hung out as characters. Like we built it together. So we both know like the expectations. So while we're on set, I don't have to be like, oh, let me find it for you, you know, like this is the motivation. It's like, no, you've lived it with me. So there's no
we're
question.
On the same page about it.
Yeah, so I trust what you have to bring. I'm not like forcing it onto you, you know.
Cool.
And I did want to circle back to what you said earlier about, like, how it's a different approach. There are so many approaches, and I completely agree. Like, it is hard, like she said, being vulnerable in that way and, like, bringing your own personal. And I found most of the actors I've worked with have done it, like, your way. And it works. Like, I understand it completely. But for filmmakers, it's, like, I think it's, to tie them together, it would be very beneficial if, like I said, we build it together. So that would fix the problems of some actors like to be talked to, like, through their real name or the character's name. And it's like, it really does just depend. And so there has been a set that I worked with this actress, and she wanted to be called by the character's name. And I accidentally said her real name, and I could see she got brought out of it. And I was like, damn it. I know, I was like, not again. Like, it was just bad timing. So I completely see, like, both sides. But, yeah, it's interesting to see, like, what different actors, you know, do with what they're given, because all you get is a script, really. Like, and that's what kind of amazes me. It's like, you're a filmmaker and you're only gonna send the script. You don't want the actors to see what you see. Like, I think it's interesting to have, like, your first impressions, of course. Like, read the script, let me know what you think. But then I'm gonna show you the visuals. I'm gonna show you the costume. We're gonna show you,
because it's personal for the filmmakers.
It's,
you know, like, you're not making this because you want to see Sally and Joe on TV. You're making a story that you care about, that you want someone to follow through with. So, like, do the due diligence of getting on the same page about it.
I completely agree. Like, you have to build the world. It's not just the character.
I'd love to go to, like, on a coffee date in character, or go around the city in character. That sounds really fun.
And you pick out your outfits together, because, like, yes, the director may know the character, like, the most, but I think the actors do personally, because if the actors do the due diligence, like you said, like, they might know more than the director. I've seen that happen before, and I was like, that's
there
pretty
you go.
Cool. Like, that's
and it's
something.
The why me has been coming up for me a lot lately. It's like, well, okay, why is Ella playing this role? Anyone in the world could play this role and completely differently. Anyone could pick up a script, like we were talking about earlier, how it's like each person, but, like, why me, and why do I care that it's me? And so that's where I'm trying to learn more about the as-ifs, or trying to incorporate that more into, like, when I'm building a character, doing my craft, because it's like, what I can bring to this is different than from what anyone else can. So, like, the little discoveries that each person's going to find in a character are going to be their own. And it's because, like, in class, you know, our teachers give us scripts, but it's not like it's the scripts that the teachers wrote and they want us to, and they really care about this vision of the project. So that type of directing is all that we're used to, rather than, like, the type of directing that's really coming from, like, an artistic standpoint, where it's like, you have a vision that you want to see. I haven't thought about that before, how we're not really, we're not working with teachers who have a vision for a project.
Because we didn't work yet on anything original that we write or they write. And it's fine, because it's just, we started from basic. We are doing mostly scenes from movies, plays. So we're doing something that already has been done. Also, I've been thinking, because you said, how can we tell a story? Both of us are storytellers. Acting is storytelling, filmmaking is storytelling. How can we tell the same story if we on the different pages? It's just, like, so ironic how like I'm coming to the set and people expect from me go to the character immediately, and it's my job. It's my profession. I'm gonna do that, but I don't know if I'm telling the story the way you want it to be told. So sometimes it can
be frustrating.
Sometimes it is.
I hear you. And what you said, I wanted to relate to it, because filmmakers feel the same way. Why me? Why do I get to tell this story? Am I the most qualified? Especially if it's a story that's not about you. It's like, who am I to tell somebody else's story, you know? And it's like, that's a constant thing that I see in filmmakers. It's like, it's the self-doubt that kicks in. It's like, why do I get to tell this, you know? And so I feel like actors and filmmakers, we have a lot in common.
We do.
And we just love to blame each other. Like, we just love to do that. But
it's funny.
At the end of the day, we're all here, like, working together, so.
On sets with, like, when you're working with Gaffer's lighting, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Gaffer. Or when you're working with the Gaffer or the other people who, or your, the DP, people who are incorporating to that vision as a director. Because so if the director is handling all of that with the actor and they does the day, how do you make sure that like the lighting person is on the same team? Like I'm curious as to, I don't even know how to ask that question, but like those kind of smaller components, how much leeway does each of that person have in the room?
Okay, I have to think about how I'm going to answer this question. First of all, not in any like disrespectful way at all, but lighting is very, very important. And like any job on set is very important. Sound, lighting, grip, camera, everything. Like I think they're all equal in the way that like we couldn't make this without this. If one of those drops out, it's like
Missing piece.
yeah, exactly. It's like we cannot function. And so just like how I would want to talk to my actors, I'll talk to my crew. And there are times, like especially being a student, it's like you have your own project, I have my own project. Like it's hard to find time, but we do crew meetings and stuff, and like that really helps. But I think one thing that I learned like the most from school is that visuals and like planning is very important. So like we are constantly making pitch decks, constantly making lookbooks, and it's really good practice because like we get to take what's in our head and put it on paper and show it to anybody, and they'll get it, you know? They'll see your vision. And so even if they read your script and have a different idea of it, like it's going to look like what you want because you have more than just the script. And so I don't know, like it is going to be very different when we graduate, and I think projects that I want to work on once I'm graduated, if they're like my own personal projects, like I'm going to spend a lot of time with my crew. Just kind of
production.
Yeah. Like I've always had this idea that if I do ever make like a feature film, I'll do like test runs and we'll set up the lighting while we do rehearsals with the actors, so we are a family. We are used to working like clockwork, so that when it comes down to the time to film, we know what to do. We know what to look. There's no question. And if there is, it's like that's when the movie magic happens because that's when the creativity kicks in. If you have something memorized and you're down, the second that it's like just like acting, once you have it, once you know the script,
then you can start making choices.
Yeah,
you can start playing around.
You can have fun with it. You can make things that you wouldn't have thought from just reading the script. And sometimes those things like make the film, you know. And so. But
you need to be memorized in order to take that step. So
exactly, and it's very important for crew as well.
Filmmakers, like knowing what you're doing when you step in, so you have the room to explore.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Preparation.
What is better, to be overrated or to be underrated?
I think underrated.
I think underrated too.
I think overrated.
Overrated is to the views.
It depends on like what you seek in life.
Why would you be overrated?
I want to hear you first.
Me?
I want to hear both of you first.
Because
you gave your answer pretty
like,
quickly.
Being underrated reminds me of like being underground, like being some kind of untapped gem. Usually underrated people still end up becoming discovered, but they have the kind of tag. Not always, but they have the tag of being like, wow.
Yeah.
Something cool.
Like the
something
underdog.
cool's going on there. Yeah, like the underdog. I like rooting for the underdog.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your answer?
I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I've thought about this a lot. But I don't know, I always wanted to be like famous or like known when I was younger. Okay. And then I realized like there is so much more time in my life to live. Why would I want to spend my youth being famous? And you look at all like the Disney stars and you look at all the people who started when they're young, and it's like, I don't want that life.
You can't just be.
I want to live, like I want to experience life so I can bring it to my stories and my art. I can't, like, I don't want to make the idol, you know? Like, that's not the type of content that I know. I know my life. I know the things that make me happy. And I can't experience that if I'm famous. Like, I would honestly want to be like Einstein. I want to be known when I'm dead. Because that lasts longer than when you're living, you know?
Cool reasoning. That's great reasoning.
You always get me so spiritual.
Okay. So I agree with you that underground is underrated usually, and that's why it's like cool. But also I believe it's the same mindset of like actors, artists are not real jobs because we're not getting paid enough. And I explain why I'm starting from this. Because being overrated means that you are a well-known person. You go into materialistic things. You have money. You are well-known. You work with a lot of people. And at the same time, I believe that you can be overrated, but you still can be cool. I think being underground, it's a trap because you can be underground for a year, for 2 years. But when your whole life you're doing art and you're underrated, I think it's really plays with your psyche. Psyche. And as you said, I do not want to spend my whole life being underrated because I know that my worth, I know what work I'm doing, and I better be overrated, and I better hear from people being like, oh, her art is not that cool as you say. Well, some people think it is, and I'm very happy to hear that. It's happy it's I don't know, the thought of being like, for some people overrated, but still for some people cool is better than being underrated because it already puts you in a different position. It's a lower thing. Other thing is that, as I said, underrated, underground. I think I love that. I really wanted to. I had like my underground independent media in Ukraine. I was talking to a lot of underground artists in Ukraine. They're still underground and underrated. Some of them are just underground. Some of them rated like just how to say it, like just
on the mark.
On the mark.
Yeah.
They're underground because they're rated on the mark. That's the thing. Because sometimes we say that. Okay, I also brought up The Weeknd. I think he's a great example of being overrated and underrated at the same time. His music, pop music, is overrated and overhyped, is better to say. But his real stuff, I think he's extremely talented. I think he's an artist. And unfortunately, I don't think that a lot of people actually see that. A lot of people see him as a pop star.
Yeah, that's how
Which
I
also,
absolutely
I think
see him.
he is. And I think he's overrated, overhyped at sometimes, but like, I think his music, his actual artistic,
great.
Underrated.
Yeah.
And this balance, I think it's great balance. He has money, he has fame, but he also
and
does
his real
art.
people know.
Yeah, and real people know.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for me, I guess.
Cool.
I get what you mean. I think it does matter, like, context. Because if you think of just, like, overrated and underrated, like, as a bland term, it's like underrated means, like...
It was not.
Like, your value is more than you are valued. But, like, overrated is, like, you're valued more than your real value. So it's, like, how I approached that question was, like, oh, I don't want to be overrated because that means that I know that I'm not as good as other people think I am. So I see what you mean. Like, your approach was in a different, like, context.
I love all of these approaches.
Yeah, like, that's interesting.
For a long time, I was choosing to be underrated, and now I'm coming to... I agree that I don't like to choose between, like, worst answer and best answer, basically, or whatever, between black and white, and I like to choose. But, so it really brings your, like...
The way you're thinking
the way
about
you're
that
thinking,
question.
and really different sides. I was like on underrated sides for a long time, and then I don't know, something clicked on me. I was like, no, I don't want to be underrated anymore.
I just want to be valued at my value.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
I want to be valued at my value.
And you know what? Sometimes I do deserve a shitty day.
Yeah.
You know? Because I have a shitty attitude, and I need to, like, you know...
Universe gotta keep me in check a little bit.
You know,
Absolutely.
Everybody goes through it. There's always balance. And I think that's beautiful, because nothing is black and white. Nothing.
Love it.
I'm just thinking about how, like, after I die, like Albert Einstein, how I hope my art carries on. Although it's the Leo in me, but there is a part of me that, like, really wants to be seen in this lifetime here on this earth. I think a lot about, like, being seen versus being known. I had a friend say, I talk about this a lot, but let's see if I can phrase it right. I have a friend who has said, I am very comfortable being unknown, but being seen by everybody. And, like, that has really stuck with me, because it's like, my close circle, what I'm here to do is great, but, like, to be seen how do I want to be seen? So it started to impact like how do I walk out the door, just how do I dress when I leave the house? Because all of that matters in being seen. Are you getting hot again?
It's just unbelievable. In every episode, I don't know what should I do. I really should come in bikini every time, like in the swimsuit.
Yeah, woo, yeah. Like, subscribe.
Views would like skyrocket.
Follow for more.
Follow for more. So funny.
Oh god.
Okay, do we want to get back into questions?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
sure.
about to circle up to questions again.
Cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
circling it up, I guess.
Circle up.
Do you want? You're gonna choose the last one.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to choose?
Yeah, sure, I'll choose. Yeah, I'll choose.
Are you not hot?
I am hot. I'm sweating.
Is there any theory or information that you believe in, even if there's no evidence? Wow.
Yeah, I have a question. Oh, an answer.
This circles back to the ocean.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wait, what was the question?
Is there any theory or info that you believe in, even if there's no evidence?
Yes. We only have seen 30% of the ocean.
I thought it was less.
I think it was 4.
Probably less. 4? Okay, see, that's even
But a
more
small,
scary. Like,
small
that's why I don't
percentage.
go to
It's
the
because I'm
ocean.
really scared.
Like, literally, the megalodon could live there. For
Yeah.
all we know, there could be Atlantis, another community. That
There
maybe
could be
that's where the
humans, there could
aliens
be
are.
underwater. Yeah, maybe you
They
just
say
go far enough
aliens.
into
no,
the earth.
they're on this earth. Like, come on.
And you enter the rest of the
Come on.
universe by
We're just
going
not
in.
looking hard enough.
Like water is literally 70% over
Exactly.
over,
And we
whatever.
know what you
Planets.
said 4%, 4 to 30%. Like that's
4 to 30.
It's not scary to me though. Like to me, that's so like, wow, like a child with bright eyes. Yeah, right. Okay.
I see the ocean. I see death.
Wow.
I also do not like.
I almost
yeah.
I almost drowned in a rip current. So that's
Oh,
probably
okay.
why.
Yeah, that
but,
absolutely makes
But
sense.
it's also the fact because one day I saw that and I was like, that's a little effed up.
Yeah.
It's
How
not
little we
effed-
know. Yeah. There could be water people. Like just straight up humans.
Stop.
That are underwater. That'd be pretty
Stop.
cool.
I really wanted to be a mermaid. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Mermaids, sirens, they exist.
Just a little
There's no
story.
evidence that they exist.
I think they do. I think they do.
Yeah.
I think
Come
because
on. Breeding, like, come on.
you know this
Human
H2O just at water.
Oh, yes, of
Absolutely.
I
Clear.
was praying, I don't know, to every god in this in this universe that I want to be mermaid. And I had like my grandparents had a pool in their backyard. And on like full moon, every time I would swim in that like pool to become a mermaid. Do you think I become?
Yeah, I think you did. I think
Think
there's
in
a
your
Dasha
heart.
mermaid out there.
Your
I
soul
was the
mermaid.
werewolf on full moons where I thought I had like a werewolf journal where I was like, I swear, at night on the full moon, I just don't remember it, but I turned into a wolf. And I had a friend that we'd like wolf chat about, so mermaid's wolf.
Inspirational.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you have a theory?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, so I believe that there are no aliens on other planets, but I think that we live in the center of the universe and other aliens is just us in different dimensions.
Okay, so like the amount of lives that are currently living on this earth is like the set amount, and like the aliens are just that set amount other places.
We have different dimensions, we have different time zones,
Agreed.
timelines, everything. It just, we live in the center of the universe. Sorry, yeah, universe. Did I say that?
Yeah,
Center of
yeah.
the universe, yeah. So everything that's happening in the universe is here because that's my theory.
I don't listen. I believe in multiple timelines. I believe that there's different dimensions going on. I feel like this dimension, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know what's happening out there. There's a lot.
I love to think about it on shrooms.
Yeah. You didn't hear that, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Bleep that out.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use this time to talk about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry died. 54 years old.
Rest his soul.
Rest his soul. I don't know if you guys looked into... So he drowned in a jacuzzi. He was an addict through his whole life. He has a beautiful book about it that I haven't read, but I've read some passages from. And there's like a section in his book... There is evidence to support this, so... But there's a section in his book talking about, like, if things ever get bad, like, if he's nearing his end and things get bad, he references like Batman and the Joker a lot, and like kind of goes on this whole thing. I haven't read it. This is just things I've read about it. And the past like I think week and a half of Instagram posts have been like Batman things, and he's saying I'm Batman, and he's like, do you see? Can you tell what I'm saying? And so then he posted this video of these 3 cranberries, and the lead singer of the Cranberries died by drowning. And the caption of that was like, do you know what I mean? And so pretty much, and the last picture that he posted was the spot that he died in. And someone had to take that picture of him. So all of this just goes to say that when if the Illuminati is real, and if like you have to get into like the elites and to be famous, the type of fame like he had and the cast of Friends had, because he didn't want to do any of the fucked up stuff, they sacrificed him early. And that also goes into why around Halloween there always has to be a Hollywood sacrifice. Matthew Perry.
Wow.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Matthew Perry.
That was a lot.
There is information on that though, so yeah, I went down a rabbit hole. I loved him. Even just like the comment sections on his Instagram, crazy.
That's exactly what I meant at the beginning. Your art can be understood so easily. Maybe he's an artist.
Maybe he's just
Sorry,
messing
I don't
with
want to joke about him.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I'll ask you a question.
Next one.
Oh my god. Wow. If you could become any character, who would you be?
Jerry from Rick and Morty. That's not true. I'm lying.
Jerry's the dad.
Summer.
Summer from but you'd want to live in the Rick and Morty universe.
I wouldn't mind it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Rick and Morty, chill. I literally drew Rick and Morty on pumpkin in our school.
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah.
It was good.
Thank
I was
you.
like, damn, this is cool.
Thank you. It was me, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
I guess.
What about you?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. Yeah.
I'll answer. I think I would be Marceline.
I was literally about to say Marceline. That was running through my head. I was like,
or Pops, because he's just so happy.
I might want to be Jake. So if I could like be this from Adventure Time, then like that'd be like chill. I think I'd want to live in that universe though. I also just finished watching it chronologically through, so my brain's in the Cartoon Universe world right now. Cartoon Network universe.
Yeah. Or Mrs. Invincible, because she's bad.
I don't know Mrs. Invincible.
In the Invincible, right?
I don't know Invincible.
Is that what is it called?
I don't know Invincible. Isn't Invincible a Marvel?
I'm like the full time. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm just
No way.
I don't know
Like
what you're talking about.
the Elastigirl.
Oh,
Incredibles. Yeah,
the
that's why I was
family,
like
Incredible.
Invincibles. I was like, nah, that's an anime.
That's I know.
Nice.
I know that.
Nice. I don't know. Maybe I'd want to be.
World.
Maybe I'd want to be Carrie Bradshaw. From Sex and the City. No, that's a lie. I wouldn't want to be her. I think she's a bitch.
Switch up.
I think Sarah Jessica Parker has some work to do. We'll talk.
I would love to be Charlotte from Sex and the City. Yeah.
Wow.
She's pretty happy. Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Artistic, and.
She made her money.
That's why.
She made her bag.
Yeah.
I would love to be Gwen from Total Drama Island.
Another. Okay, we have the same taste in like.
She was my bi awakening.
Yeah.
I would love to be oh my god, what's her name? I forgot. The oldest daughter of Gru from
Margot.
Margot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be her.
She's dope.
Also a good one. All these are pretty good ones.
Yes.
Really though, what I'm finding is we'd want to live in an animated world.
Or
You would
Scott
not?
Pilgrim.
I
I
would.
would be
Would
Ramona
love to.
Flowers.
Another good choice.
What did you
Wow.
Scott Pilgrim, Ramona Flowers. I would be either or. Scott Pilgrim or Ramona.
I would be Pam from The Office.
Another. Ooh.
I feel like that
Maybe
suits
I'd wanna
you.
be-
Yeah.
I feel like you are her.
Maybe want to be Dwight.
I don't know how to feel about
in a
that.
compliment way.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm really
Chat.
grateful for this podcast.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel
Yeah.
extremely. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Yeah,
It was
thank
a lot
you.
of fun. I like
Yeah.
spending time with y'all.
Even though my energy a little bit off today, you settled
Don't worry,
me.
girl.
Yeah, really nice to.
I'm there with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're here. We made it through.
Thank you, our beautiful crew.
Beautiful
everyone.
crew, as always.
You're the best, literally the best. I love you so
The
much.
patience
What are
was
we grateful
amazing.
for? What am I grateful for? Oh, I'm grateful for the cold weather because I'm excited to start getting cozy. A hot drink in a cold
Red hot.
morning,
Hot chocolate.
and an umbrella on a rainy day. That's what I'm grateful for.
Cool.
I'm grateful for the city and for the people in the city. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love my parents.
Love you, Mom.
I do.
Miss you, Pop.
Don't get me started.
You're a real one.
Thank you, everyone. Don't
Give us
forget
some
to
money.
donate.
Please. Okay.
We're back.
Peace.
Thank you. And 1, 2, 3.